Hello students, today will be discuss about character of लीडिया वेनेट। ओके, ये जो लीडिया का करेक्टर है वो प्राइड एंड प्रेजुडिस में, जो कि आपके जैन ऑस्टन ने लिखा है। लीडिया प्लेज एन इम्पोर्टेंट रोल इन द नॉवल। शी इज मोस्ट स्ट्राइकिंग ऑफ द वेनेट सिस्टर्स। ओके, फर्स्ट द यंगेस्ट डॉटर ऑफ वेनेट्स। She is the youngest daughter of the Benets. She is a stout, well-grown girl of 15 with high animal spirits. Though she is the youngest, she is the tallest. Lydia is self-assured, highly sexed, holy, abnormal. She has never been taught to think on serious subjects. She has been given up to nothing but amusement and sanity. She has been allowed to dispose of her time in the most idle and frivolous manner and to adopt any opinion that came in her way. Next, intellectual girl. She is an intellectual girl. O.W.F. Pollock, Jane Austen in Jane Austen, The Critical Heritage, edited by V.C. Southam. She is one of the silliest girls of the country because she can talk of nothing but officers. In the early and middle stages of the story, she shows herself to be silly, unprincipled girl whose only interest in life is to attract men. Her notion of the greatest possible earthly happiness is to be at right on, seated beneath a tent, tenderly relating with at least 6 officers at once. Okay. Next, she was young. She is warm, flirt, and appears to have become an expert in the art by the time she is 16, as was characteristics of many silly girls of the period. She is strongly attracted by the offers that have their camp at Meryton. There is not a word that she speaks that is not concerned with the officers. It is not that she is attached to any officers in particular. She is more in love with the idea of being in love with persons in uniform. Accordingly, her talk is full of them, and she is actively encouraged by her foolish mother in this rest. Mrs. Bennet indeed provides a defense for her daughter by referring to her own feelings for the officers when she was young, with such indulgence on her part and nothing more than sarcastic remarks on the part of her father. Lydia grows to be a confirmed coquette. None but Elizabeth realizes that Lydia grows to be confirmed coquette, that danger that might befall such an unsteady character, and not only Lydia but the entire family reaps the fruit of the folly of the girl. Next, ill-bred girl. Lydia is an ill-bred girl. She shows her ill-breeding by demanding of Mr. Bingley the world which he had promised, and with such forwardness that she is mocked at by Miss Bingley and Mr. Darcy, walking to Meryton whenever she is tired of life at Longbourn, shopping there with her money or someone else, and having a look at the romantic military figures if she is not fortunate enough to have their company from the daily round of her each activities, and we and all in life, she is only interested in a military man and in no one else. That is why she treats Mr. Collinus with utmost indifference because she is a just clergyman. Lydia is positively rude to him by talking about something else, while the clergyman desires to entertain his fair cousins by reading some divine book. Decidedly, Mr. Collinus deserves nothing better, but the impoliteness on the part of their sister is deplored by both Jane and Elizabeth. It is unfortunate that Mr. Bennet did not realize that he would have to pay a heavy price for his leniency, being a person who takes the line of least resistance. He does not prevent her going to Brighton with Mrs. Forrester, of course. Her is not entirely to be blamed because it is Mrs. Bennet who supports her daughter in her idea to be Brighton and proposed that all should go to Brighton. But her proposal is turned down by her husband. Thinks it better to let Lydia go, for otherwise she would have whined and complained the whole time. When Elizabeth advised him not to let Lydia go, and he gives the reason that Lydia would learn her insignificance by the slight and indifference which she would suffer at the hands of the officers, in the indifference which she would suffer from comparison with other girls, and thereby the care of the vanity. Okay. Next, she is simply impenitent. Her flirtiness in Meryton prepares us for her elopement. Lydia, while at Brighton, disgraces herself and her family while eloping with Wickham, and narrowly escapes being deserted by him. This reveals the extent of her loose behavior and the extremes to which she can go. She has no objection to living with Mr. Wickham without being married to him, since she feels that he would marry her sometime or other, while her conduct in this affair is reprehensibly. Her latter conduct too is equally disgraceful.